There were 4 initiatives on the international level that we had for the 400th anniversary celebration. First was the pilgrimage of the relics of the heart of Saint Vincent de Paul through France. The relics, the heart of Saint Vincent de Paul, is now in the chapel of the apparitions in the mother house of the Daughters of Charity in Paris. And the idea of organize a pilgrimage of the heart with the relics of Saint Vincent de Paul is that not to invite the people to come to the chapel, but Saint Vincent de Paul to go out to the peripheries to meet the people. It was the first time after so many years that Vincent, his heart, could go out to meet the people in the peripheries. And the first visit or the pilgrimage started on the feast when Saint Vincent, for the first time, discovered the abandonment, the spiritual abandonment of the people, and in fact, where we can say the charism, the Vincentian charism started. It was the 25th of January, 200 years after, on 2017, when the pilgrimage, the relics with many persons went to the village of Folleville from France. I think it's a 2-hour ride. It was a moment of, at the beginning, reflecting to organize this pilgrimage, a question: would the people accept this? How would they react now meeting the relics of St. Vincent? Would they be interested or not? And the reaction was incredible. Was really a time of many graces, even miracles that happened through the year when the relics visited the different places in France. To put one example, and it happened at the beginning when the relics visited Folleville. Folleville, the village of Folleville, where the previous mayor, that at that time was already very sick, did so much that the spirit of Saint Vincent will remain alive in that village and in the surroundings.
Yang pertama itu adalah wali kota dari Folleville itu yang sangat sakit, yang boleh dikatakan sedang dalam keadaan sakit pada waktu itu.
I am mentioning the previous mayor because the grace, the miracle has to do with him. He knew that the relics, the heart of Saint Vincent will visit Folleville, but he could not attend because he was sick, 2 years already, not being able to walk, not being able to speak. He remained at home. The organizers of the pilgrimage said, the sister said, if the mayor, the previous mayor, cannot come to see Vincent to the church in Folleville, Vincent will go to visit him at home.
Suster yang mengorganisir mengatakan, jika wali kota itu tidak bisa menghadiri bertemu dengan relikvia di Vincentius di gereja, maka relikvia di Vincentius akan mengunjungi dia di rumahnya.
He with his wife lived in the house, and they came. The relics accompanied by the sister, and they had a place prepared for the relics. The mayor, the ex-mayor, was next to the relics. He for 2 years could not move his hands. No, he was not able to speak, And the sister said, you could not come. You who love so much Vincent and did so much for him, you could not come to visit him. He came to visit you. And at that point, the wife was the witness. He was able, he raised his hand and touched the heart. When they were leaving, the sister said, now we will return to the church, and we'd like to say goodbye to you. Vincent is saying goodbye to you. At that point, he was not able to speak before for 2 years. He repeated the word goodbye. And it was a clear sign that this encounter was supposed to happen. After a week, he died.
Yeah.
But it was a clear sign that he was waiting to meet him again. The pilgrimage, the relic, beside going across France, also came to Rome. As you know, many of you who participated in the symposium in Rome, in the encounter of the Vincentian family in Rome, and that's the second initiative, also saw and were able to venerate the relics, the heart of Vincent in Rome. About this initiative of the pilgrimage of the relics of St. Vincent, we like and that the pilgrimage will continue. It means we are now inviting all the countries in all the continents, wherever the country, the Vincentian family will be welcome. We would like to welcome the relics, to send the relics to the different countries around the world. We had prepared 2 sets of relics. One is the figure of St. Vincent de Paul, very, very similar to the figure of St. Vincent in the Mother House of the CM in Paris. His figure with a small piece of, we also keep a small piece of his heart in one of our CM communities in France, and that relic, the heart, will pilgrimage with the figure. And the second set of relics that we prepared to visit around the world are made by 3 different, it's a one also big reliquarium, 3 sets of relics. One is one of Vincent's bones, a rib. The second is his original letter that he wrote to San Louis. And the third is a piece of the clothes he used for celebrating the Eucharist. Yeah. The relics are, the pilgrimage is continuing. One relic, the heart of St. Vincent, is now going to Slovakia in Europe, and the other set of relics are already making their pilgrimage in Ukraine, also in Europe. After, when they will finish there, they will continue in other countries, other continents. If you will be also interested, you can let me know, and I will inform the organizers on the level of the Vincentian family on an international level, and they will kind of get in touch with you to organize to send the relics.
Yeah.
The second initiative is, as we shared a little bit before, the symposium in Rome from the 12th to the 15th of October 2017. And one, of course, the highlight was the possibility to meet with Pope Francis in St. Peter's Square, where Pope Francis first venerated the relics, the heart of St. Vincent, then shared a thought, a speech, a reflection with all the family, and they think approximately 12,000 were present at that time in St. Peter's Square. During that encounter, we presented to Pope Francis two initiatives, international initiatives of the Vincentian family. And that's the third and fourth of all the four. One of these two, first, the Vincentian Film Festival. It was the thought to use the talents of so many people, artists, young artists, in this visual arts, in movie making, films, video, documentaries, to express the Vincentian charism today through a movie, through a documentary, also through other expression of arts, maybe a song, a poem, a drawing. And that was part of this Vincentian Film Festival.
Baik.
The young, the children, the youth were more involved with some poems or drawings, because to making a film, to making a documentary, it's harder, right? Although we said, don't worry about the quality, don't worry about that you need to be professional. No, not at all. Today we have these instruments. Just with a mobile, you can film. You just with a simple camera, you can make the movie. The important is the message, and you do it and send it to a committee, and we got over 3,500 films from around the world. And the committee needed to choose among so many the ones that will be. We didn't say the winners, because everybody is a winner. All the 3,500 were winners, for sure, because they participated. But we needed to choose a few. There were three categories: one for the youth, one for documentaries, and one for films. Short films and long films, or how do you say, feature films. But we need to choose 5 from each to be shown at the festival in Castel Gandolfo. It's a place, a village, not a small city, not too far from Rome. And the film festival happened last year in October 2018, and now the idea is, of course, most of us could not see the films, but we are preparing to put all those films that they will allow us to put online. We are preparing on the international web page of the Vincentian Family, famvin.org. We will put all the films, and everybody will be able to see them, to download it, to use them. And the idea is that now, when we will open that online page, we will be invite everybody, members of the Vincentian family or not, that would like to share in this through the visual arts, the Vincentian charism today. We will invite to send us the films, new films that you will make or that you already have and were not able to send them, and we will put them online for everybody to use them. And the fourth initiative, or the second we presented to Pope Francis, was the so-called Vincentian Family Homeless Alliance, meaning the Vincentian family helping the homeless. And this initiative is also has a committee on the international level that coordinates the project. The idea is that under this project, the Vincentian Family Homeless Alliance, all the branches of the Vincentian family will get on board, will collaborate. Of course, it's not something that we as Vincentian family started just 2 years ago, or some of the branches started now or will know. Many of you or most of you who are helping the homeless, you've been helping the homeless for so many years. It's not that this is a completely new project, but the idea is that we get more and more, really, as family, all the branches together going towards one goal, helping the homeless. We in the Vincentian family on the international level in all the world, here as I heard in Indonesia there are 20 different branches, if I'm not mistaken, of the Vincentian family. On the international level we have 150 branches of the Vincentian family. It means some branches are in 1, 2 countries, 3 countries, or in more than in those, in 10 and more. This is not important. We are all family, and we are all in the same level, and we would like to include everybody, all the branches, in this project, in this initiative, helping the homeless. And the steps that are being taken by this international committee is, first, to collect now the information. For example, many of us, before not coming to Indonesia, I also didn't know so many things. Most I didn't know. Now I am learning. It means to collect the information what is already being done in helping the homeless in Indonesia, or this branch, the other branch, in Africa, in South America, Europe, and so on. As we will be, and we are collecting information, we are learning. We have the chance to now see how a group, a family, or different branches are helping the homeless in a concrete country. And we can learn from each other and say, oh, this is a fantastic way, this is a fantastic project. We should also implement it in South America, or Europe, or Asia, in other parts of Asia. The second thing, what is this committee is trying to deepen and to do, is to be an advocacy group in front of organizations or governments, local governments, national governments, and also on the international level, on the level of the United Nations. For example, an example, on the level of the United Nations, there is already a very kind of concrete steps and signs that are very making a difference as on the level of helping, on the way or with the goal of helping the homeless. When this initiative started, before, even on the level of the United Nations, they did not have a description what homeless means. Who is a homeless person? There was no an official description. A homeless person is, and so on. A group from the Vincentian family, coordinated from this committee, got together and reflected. Who is a homeless person? What can we suggest to the United Nations to accept as such, to accept that description? And the conclusion was they include 3 groups of persons, that all these 3 groups come under the title of homeless. It means the homeless, the person who does not have a home, are those persons who live on the street. On the streets, they don't have a home. Secondly, the refugees. Refugees, they needed to leave their countries, needed to leave their homes for different reasons, wars, political reasons, social reasons, and they came to another country and they don't have a home where to live. And third, the persons that could even remain in their own countries, but they live in unhuman conditions. They don't have a roof. They have maybe a plastic or a carton to cover their heads. This is not a home for human beings. It means the idea is to include this project, to include all these 3 groups of people and try to help together as a family. And imagine an example that this can make a difference on the level of collaboration among ourselves, on the level of advocacy at the United Nations. If we come to an office in New York at the United Nations headquarters, we cannot knock one office. They open the door and the person say, "But who are you?" And we present ourselves and we say, "Oh, we are, for example, we are the CMs. CMs. What are you? Who are you?" Well, CMs, Congregation of the Mission, Missionaries of St. Vincent de Paul. What do you do? We will try to help the homeless. Very nice. And how many of you? Well, 3,000 plus, and maybe with the seminarians, 4,000. Okay, good luck. If we come to the same office, we knock on the same door, the same person opens us, and we say, again, the question, who are you? Well, we are the Congregation of the Mission, CM. Interesting. And we belong to the Vincentian family. Vincentian family. Who are you? Who is the Vincentian family? We are so many congregations, so many lay associations, part of the family. We are 150 groups, branches. We are over 2 million, and with the collaborators, we are over 4 million. Interesting. When can I invite you for lunch? The importance of acting together. We don't lose our identity. We remain part of one congregation, one association. We have our own identity, each one, but we are part of the same family, and we need to, in many moments, we need to act really together. This is our future.
Okay.
And the third kind of initiative within the project of the Vincentian Family Homeless Alliance, helping the homeless, is what is being done in these 2 years when the project was launched is, and this here I will like to come very concrete with a concrete proposal for Indonesia. It is called the 13 Houses Project. Why it's called the 13 Houses Project? Why not 12? Why not 5? Why not 50? It is a symbolic number. The number has to do with St. Vincent de Paul, because at his time there were, of course, so many also homeless. There were wars, many left their areas, they came to big cities, to Paris, they were living on the streets. And St. Vincent de Paul, together with the 3 branches that were at that point founded, the Ladies of Charity, AIC today, the Daughters of Charity and CMs, together, the 3, they built 13 houses for the homeless. Thank you. And the idea is now to, through this project initiative, to build houses for the homeless together, all the Vincentian family, in all the countries where the Vincentian family is present today. We are present in 164 countries today. This construction of houses already started, and there are already around 30 countries where this 13 houses project was implemented. We would like in the next 2 years, 3 years, maybe to come to 50 to 100 countries. The goal is to construct houses, the 13 houses project, in all these 164 countries. And as I said, the 13 houses project is a symbolic number. A country, the Vincentian family in a concrete country can build 5 houses or 10 or 50. And it's true that the numbers are different in each country. We, as Vincent said to us, we need to be, love is inventive, right? To infinity. To be inventive, how can we make a reality this project here in Indonesia? For example, it could be one big house, an older house that will be renovated, and there so many families could live. It's already so many houses in one big center, or smaller houses independently. For example, the price of one house in India, in the Philippines and Madagascar, I heard they are around come to $5,000, a house for one family. You, of course, will know best how much a house for a family will cost in Indonesia. But I heard, again, it's close to that number, $5,000 to $6,000, maybe.
Yeah.
The idea is, one is to construct the houses in one's own country by their own means, but there is also a possibility to apply, to ask for support, for help to this committee who coordinates this project, because there are countries that are better economically, right, than others. It means those countries all donate money for this project. It means if you apply to this committee, you can also get some support to launch the 13 Houses project here in Indonesia as the Vincentian family. The coordinator, the international coordinator, said to us, we participated with Father the provincial, the province of Indonesia too, Father Eddie, we were together in the Philippines, all the visitors, so the CM visitors, and this, the international coordinator, Mark McGreevy, was present, and he said, I am willing to come to any country to present this project, to explain, to make any link it's needed, if you would like. It means this is also a possibility to come to this part of the world. I think we are slowly. We need to come. I need to finish talking because it's really long, right? Two things I would like to express still now at the end. Two invitations, maybe. Beside the 13 Houses project, that's one invitation. The second is to, and I think this will really help to get involved in a one common project and future and kind of planning together any events, things, initiatives that will happen on the level of Indonesia, to form a national committee of all the branches of the Vincentian family. A national committee. I hear that there is a committee, right? But I think if I understood well, that not yet all are a part, like all the branches. To each branch have a representative in the National Committee of the Vincentian family. If there are 20 branches, it means each to have one representative on that National Council. You will then, of course, choose one who will coordinate the meeting, and then a secretary who will write all the information, the notes, the minutes, and to call the next meeting, to plan how often, once, twice a year, all depends on your decisions. And I think this could be a very wonderful beginning also as to implement the 13 Houses project, among other things. And the third invitation I would like to do, to make it, if there are 20 branches already present in Indonesia, I would like to invite you to, of course, there are many more that we are open to, and we can start. But one that I will concretely suggest you now as the 21st, it's the Association of the Miraculous Medal. It is like the Miraculous Medal, they say, is the second most spread Christian symbol around the world. After the cross, the Miraculous Medal is the most spread, the most that you find in the countries wherever you go. Of course, if now we ask how many miraculous medals we have here wearing, probably so many will say, oh, I'm also, oops, and we have it, right? And so many we give away. But the challenge is this: when we give away to others, we may know the history, we may know the message, but others, probably many don't, because we give the medal, but the invitation is give the medal, then with a brochure, with a short explanation, the history and the message of the medal. Why should I carry the medal? How should I carry the medal? And the third thing is to invite them, because we want to keep in touch with them. We meet many people once in a lifetime, maybe, or once in so many years, and we give away. But to remain in touch, it means to invite them to become part of this branch family, become part of so-called officially Association of the Miraculous Medal. And we, by inviting them to register, to say, yes, would you like to be part of the family of the association? Yes, fine. And then we found groups in our parishes, in our schools, in our social centers, hospitals, clinics. We find groups of the Association of the Miraculous Medal. That group meets accordingly to the plan, how you decide, once a month or twice a month. And there is a kind of a program of what is the prayer, how is the prayer organized, how is the meeting organized, what are the goals of the group. One is, of course, to pray together. Secondly, it's to serve the poor. Thirdly, is to spread the message of the miraculous medal to others. And one of the initiatives that the Association of the Miraculous Medal does is on the level of evangelization, is that they have a chapel, a small wooden chapel with a figure of the miraculous medal, of Mary, of the miraculous medal, and that chapel kind of pilgrimage from family to family. From family, 1 week remains in one family. That family invites all the neighbors, friends, relatives, come to this day, or every night, every evening, or once a week, come together. We will pray together, and then Mary continues the pilgrimage to other families in that region, that parish. How we can start this association? For example, one member of men's congregation of the Vincentian family, one of the women's congregation, a sister, they come together. They say, "Fine, let's start. Let's be the coordinator." Invites some lay persons who are make the committee, and start to encourage and then coordinate the different groups that will be starting to be formed around in Indonesia. The materials, for example, one of the countries that is in Asia, the Philippines, for example, to put one example, they have so well developed the Association of the Miraculous Medal. They are, of course, willing to help with any materials. And if you will need more information, any kind, I am also available to help to find to link you to the persons for the 13 Houses project, for the Association of the Miraculous Medal, even for organizing the National Committee of the Vincentian family. And the last thing, and with this I finish, there is an historic event coming up this coming January 2020 in Rome. And the event coming up in January 2020, it will be the first time when all the mother generals, all the superior generals, and all the international presidents of the 150 branches of the Vincentian family are going to meet together in Rome. It means from the 7th to the 12th of January 2020. And the idea is, if 150 international leaders plus one member of each branch, each congregation, each lay association, it means we expect 300 persons. We have the Daughters of Charity, we have AIC, we have SSVP, we have the Brothers of Alma, we have the Alma Sisters, we have the CMs, we have so many other, the Sisters of Jesus and Mary, and so on. The other branches, they will be. They are all invited, and if somebody did not get the invitation yet, you just let me know. We will send it as soon as possible. It's an historic event to reflect together the future, the next 10 years, 25 years, 50 years of the Vincentian family. Thank you very much.
Thank you.